to my channel. I have really not been on social media for a while. It started with the storm Irma, and after that it was like a kind of like a forced break from social media, and then after that like it became very hard for me to go back to it because there's so many things that I have to do and I still gotta do, and I just it's like kind of overwhelming, and so many things that were like changing, and you know life just moves on. It's like my life right now is so fast, and I'm like I feel like I can't really compete with time, and I'm like falling behind, and there's like so many things that I need to do and like daily, and I just can't get them done. But in part I'm a procrastinator and I don't really know how to manage my time correctly, so that could be part of it. But anyway, enough of that because that's really not something fun to talk about. Today I come with a fresh new video, or not a fresh new video, it is a new video, every video is a new video, but I mean a fresh new topic. um, I have I've I have a friend, Tracy Fox, a junk journal friend from the UK. Hi, Tracy. And she at one point asked me, well, she didn't ask me, but she said it would be nice for me to show her my sketchbook because Tracy is a art professor. So I told her that I would, and then, like I said, Irma came and a lot of stuff came, and it just was not something that I could do at the moment. And then I just started talking to one of my viewers, Rebecca. She's super cool, and I really discovered that somebody like has my same taste in almost everything we talked about. And she said that she would be interested in looking at the sketchbook as well. So I decided to record this video today for Tracy and Rebecca, and hope that you guys enjoy what I have to show you. So this sketchbook, it's finished. This one is a complete one, a complete sketchbook. I am working on another one just like this one. This is my favorite brand. It's called Canson, I guess, and I got this from Barnes and Nobles, and yeah, so I really like it because it's a very nice size. Like, it's not huge, but it's not small, so I can utilize the page you know with a lot of stuff. Like, I can sketch in one page a lot of stuff, and or I can do portraits, which I like to do. I like to do that. So to start off, I do have a copy of a portrait of Sina, Warrior Princess, that I did back in the days when I was in high school. So it's been almost not almost, it's been like around 20 years since I did this. Well, almost, because I think I was like around 17 when I did it, and so almost 20 years since I drew this. I made this drawing of Sina, and the original, it's with the owner, because I did this for a friend who was very obsessed with Sina, and so I have a copy of it because I really like how it was one of my best drawings back then. I do keep a lot of stuff here that did not belong to the sketchbook to begin with. Like, this is from another sketchbook, and it's just like me trying to I drew this after a long time of not drawing or doing anything, and so I did like a couple of things in this page, and I was like, oh, I really like how this character came out because it came from my head, and then I did like, I tend to write like things that I did wrong, like his head is very small compared to his body, things of that nature. That's my face, like half of my face. Here's another one from the same sketchbook as this one came from. And you can tell I don't really like the paper on this sketchbook. And here, I don't know if you can see it, but let me see. Oh, this is a new camera, so I don't know where my angle is correctly, but here, I don't know if you can see that, like right there. That's the paper got a little bit torn right there because of excessive erasing. So that's another, that's actually from a picture online. because I do draw a lot from pictures. But then when I started this sketchbook on 1010, oh my gosh, 10 10 10. So anyway, when I first started this sketchbook, I wanted to be a little bit more like a professional artist. Because I used to, in my sketchbooks, I just used to do like this. Like I just used to draw like a person, you know. And so I wanted to do like doodles and things like that, and to be more disciplined. And I came about this book, which the person in the book, the author, he was talking about how to do doodles and how important that is, and that kind of stuff. Let me see if this would help. And that kind of stuff. So I decided to start, implementing that idea in my sketchbook, because it really, that's what it is about, right? When you do sketches, you do doodles, and then you come back to it, and you use them for your main idea, for your bigger picture. So here I did a couple of doodles. This is my hand, obviously, and then this is a piece of paper right here, and then here it's just something that came from my head, and I called it the ring, and then what is that? Oh, can't even read my own handwriting. The dog, because that one looks like a little dog. And then I have another one that's called the watch, because it reminds me of a watch. So yeah, and then behind it, I did write some notes from the book, which I call the Book of Shadows. And then here says, while doodling and noodling, from the Book of Shadows, as I call it, the principle to remember is that doodling and noodling are what should be called for us artists being in the zone, what runners and terms players have, the ground state for creativity, the home for the creator. So suspending all judgment and all that kind of stuff, and just going about your doodling, and just like doing things from your head without really worrying about what they're gonna look like, or what's in your head. Just put it on paper, I guess. So this is like a butterfly wing. So I did a lot of that, and then here, like, I would in the back would just write notes from the book. This is just like a sketch of myself. Like I did draw myself a lot back then, because I didn't have like anybody to use as like a real model to use, and I didn't want to use pictures all the time, so that's what I did. And then here, like, I have some doodles on, like shapes and stuff like that, and just here, like, I just went crazy with it. And so yeah, this is kind of my sketchbook. It's not that big of a deal. More doodles here, and I really like doing this stuff right here. And then here I got more shapes, like waves and stuff. And some notes that I took from the book, and things to remember. I've always been very good with proportions. My professors always, praise me about that. Like, oh, you're very good with proportions. You can do them, they're, things don't look like, I don't draw like a big legs and then little arms and stuff like that. But I'm very detail oriented, so maybe that helps with that. I don't know. So I do like drawing the human body, and faces and stuff like that, so that that helps me, comes easier to me. But one thing that I don't know how to draw very well is objects, so that's one thing I wanted to work on. So I did a couple of things here. That's my foot right there, my sneakers, and then a bottle, and then I just did this from my head, and I called it the earring. And then principles of creating, like I wrote all the principles of creating, based on what the book says, and then just did a couple of more doodles, and then here more doodles. Gosh, this was so hard to do, this right here. You can see there is like a flower right there. That was so hard to do. And then here I kind of did a person. This was a guy that was sitting at work in the break room, and I just drew him, and I did like, he looked like a guitar to me, so I did that. Another sketch of my foot, and then here, like, I just wrote something from my head, like, what should creators be called, artists or painters? People will call you what they see. If they see you are skilled, they will call you a skilled person. If they see art in what you do, they will call you an artist. I think this is also from the book. So an artist means professional skill, then should all men, creators, inventors with professional skill, in the other words, someone who uses a skill professionally, be called artist. That was from my head. And then I wrote a quote by William Faulkner that says, "The aim of every artist is to arrest motion, which is life, by artificial means, and hold which is life by artificial means, and hold it fixed, so that 100 years later, when a stranger looks at it, it moves again, since it is life." Really bad reading quotes. Anyway, so this is the labyrinth. It's just like a big pool of doodles. See right there, this one. And then here I sketched some trailers, okay, from work. And then here my hand. I really like drawing my hand because it's just like the most accessible thing that I have, like right there close to me, and from the human body. And that's why. And then I drew somebody's hand, under nose and stuff, and more of that labyrinth kind of thing over here. More notes from the book of shadows, as I call it. I used to put paper towels in between when I used charcoals, or when I did like a portrait that I really wanted to preserve. More doodles over here. A study of my hand. Again, another doodle. It looks like a teapot right here. Another doodle here, and that just looks kind of creepy. And I know it's from this right here, but I didn't notice that until now. That's very I don't know, good timing, I guess, for it. I don't know. This is a character sketch. It's a character study, because I've been writing for like 20 years as well. I've been writing this book that, the story that I came up with, and this is a character study for the story. And there's a reason why the person looks Japanese or Chinese, or Asian. Why the person looks Asian? Because the character of the story, he's half Russian, half Japanese. So it's kind of complicated. I won't get into it. And so here, more sketches. I didn't do this sketch right here. Actually, that was a co-worker. Another co-worker did that. And then here, I'm trying to like better my character. And then here, again, the character again, but I didn't like how this one came out. The character again here, which I really didn't like how that came out. He looks creepy. And I was also trying to get more used to drawing animated, like cartoons. And then here we get into like better doodles. I think I got this doodle from the book, and then I did other doodles myself. I did a sketch of a chair here, and I just did a couple of things. But I really love Cowboy Bebop. It's a Japanese cartoon. I love it, and this is the main character, Spike. And I drew that, obviously not from my head, it's copied from a picture. This one's also copied from a picture, and it was an attempt to make something beautiful, and it just came out kind of creepy. So I left it like that. And then here, this is a drawing of, I drew this from a picture of my friends and I. This is me in the middle, and these are my friends. And what I did is I drew us as cartoon characters, as if we were cartoon characters. So we don't really look like that, obviously, in real person, but it's like if we, that's how we would look if we were cartoon characters, I guess. And then here I got into a better representation of my character, because I picked up an actor, an Asian actor to represent my, like, to be my inspiration for the character. So I'm better when I do much better when I copy from a picture, and that's something I really want to change. I want to be able to just be really good to do something from memory as opposed to having to copy from a picture. But here it's actually a combination of the two. It's from memory and from a picture, so it's a combination. This one's also from memory and a picture. Like, I was looking at a picture, and then but the picture wasn't really of the actor, it was of somebody else, and so I drew the proportions based on how the picture, like what the picture was saying, like the angle and everything, but I did the features, the face and everything from memory, remembering what, or just getting it not from memory but from my head, like what I want my character to look like. And so here's another one, more paper towels. I know there's a better way to do this. I think real artists they use onion paper, what they call onion paper. So here's an attempt to do a body from my head back in 2010, and there's a lot of things wrong with his body, a lot of things wrong with it. Proportion is just off completely. More character study of, his name is Oz, or Oz. So more character studies of Oz, more here of Oz. This is like another version of Oz, like if he was younger, like a teenager. Obviously here Oz is more like a man, like in his 20s. And then here I started getting into the sketchbook project that I was talking about with Rebecca. The sketchbook project for the Brooklyn Art Library. Wait a minute, is it? No, sorry, totally wrong. This was a sketch thinking of something to do for, I was also talking about this with Rebecca, the charity event that they did at my school back in 2012 for Dreamers. It was called Dreamers, I think. It was for children in Peru, and I was supposed to do something representing dreams, and so I was trying to do sketches of that, and like I see here, like where dreams are born. So I'm drawing like a well with cats on top. I'm just like trying to bring something out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden one day it hit me like bang. I just thought of a story. And I was like, oh, I'll just sketch it however I want. And so I did this right here. Let me see. So this is the very first sketch of the dream catcher. The dream, no, what am I talking about? The Kai Dreamer. Oh my gosh, I'm so crazy. So this is the first sketch of the Kai Dreamer. And so you can tell that the scenes are different from what they really are, from what not from what they really are, from what they became later. And then here I started doing better sketches of the characters. These are the trolls. They look much better here than they look in the actual piece, and that was something I really regretted. And then this is the boy. And then I did some things in my onion paper. And what I do with this tracing paper, is I do a sketch. If I really like how the sketch comes out, I trace it, and then I transfer it to the actual piece. Because I know that once we draw it again, it's not going to come out the same, and I'm very picky about it. So that's what I do. I trace my own drawings. So here, this is another sketch. Like this is the first, more detailed sketch of the first a scene of Guy Dreamer. Over here, I have some sketches that I did of the main character of that cartoon called Monster that I was talking about, Rebecca. So this is the main character of that cartoon, and I did some sketches with ink, and I just wanted to like really work on my ink, skills, and I think I was really enjoying using ink, just ink, like not ink, not pencil and then ink, but just ink. And then here another sketch of one of the scenes. Like I transferred this on a tracing paper into the original piece. This is actually from another story that I wanted to do, and I never got to do it because I would sometimes leave blank pages and stuff. But this is actually another story where the child comes back home and the grandpa is dead. That was like the initial thought of it. And so I started the beginning of the story. This is the beginning of the story. Is a child that leaves home to venture into the woods, and then he meets an old lady. Then he meets a woman with 3 heads, and then he has to kill the woman with 3 heads. And it's a pretty cool story. And then I did an outline of the story. I wrote an outline, and then I got far, but I never got to actually do it in like, more professionally. It never went past the sketch stage. And this is a sketch of me in bed, just drawing my legs and my thighs, and how just working with proportions and stuff, how they would look. So this is me right here. This is what I could see when I was laying down. It's actually what I could see. And more sketches of Tenma, Dr. Tenma or Tenna, which is the character from Monster, that cartoon Monster. It's a really good cartoon. And this is also from Monster. It's just like some very, very quick sketches of some of the characters of Monster, I guess. That's what it says there, but I don't know. And then here, that's my own character, Oz. And that's another character in the story that I'm writing, inspired by, I use me as a model, obviously, but I don't look like that. She looks better. I better people in my drawings. I better myself, and I better other people. And so here, see, like, this is how I use my tracing papers. I trace things that I like, and then I incorporate them into other things. Now, this is how I truly look. It's a sketch of me. I do have curly hair. Again, trying to just use ink. Another outline, sketched outline of the story of a child that goes out to venture, and it became more like death, figuring out death and life kind of story. It started with a grandpa dying, and later it evolved into the child meeting death or becoming death himself, or something of that nature. And here he is. And that's actually like, I got inspired because back then I used to drink a lot of yogurt. And once I finished drinking the yogurt, the shapes that the yogurt will make on the glass look like trees. And so that was a sketch for that. Just a sketch to remember that that's what I wanted to do at the end. And this is like a super nice expression study of Oz, like different expressions of him. And the other one here. Having trouble adjusting to this new camera. I don't even know what I'm doing. So these are different expressions of him. Again, the same story with a boy. Like, I'm trying to better the story, so I got different things going. And let me see, I have it to zoom in. There you go. That's better. So I did that. I had already done like prepare the page to do more there, but I never did. And then this is my onion or tracing paper that I was using. And there are some planes over here, which I don't know what I used this for. Then we're here, there's the boy talking to death, and whatever. And then here, like, him, that's a really cool sketch of him and Grandpa and his parents. I got this. I got him. I asked a coworker to stand like that, and I got on top of the table, and I was looking down at him, and I drew him real quickly, and then I got this from my head. So at that moment, I was getting really pretty good at drawing from memory, from what I remember things would look like from certain angles. I did this for a friend who made a book, a photo book. It's called a photography book, or a book, picture book of Cuba. He went to Cuba and he took pictures of Cuba, and he published a book. And he asked me to do like a little, what do you call that? Like his signature, watermark or something for the book, like to have it on the book. I forgot the name of that. It has a name. So I drew a few houses, and like this is a church, and those are some houses of how they would look in Cuba, with balconies like that and with doors like that. So that I did that for him. You would probably remember this from my blog. I have this on my blog, and these are the 3 stages of addiction to dramas, because I was addicted to Asian dramas a lot. And here's a better idea of representation of the idea that I got from the glass with the yogurt. This is how it looks, but obviously I want to make this to look more like trees. And so this will be the boy in the middle of the forest right here, this tiny bit of dark spot right there. Now I don't think she has that email anymore, but nevertheless. Okay, so I did I have a friend, her name is Lala, and I don't know if she's watching these videos or not. I don't think so. I don't think she knows I have this channel. I've lost a little bit of touch with her, and it's my fault because I haven't really emailed her lately, but I'm pretty bad at keeping in touch with people. And Alana is a writer. She's a lot more accomplished than I am on that aspect. She's actually gone to a publisher. I've never even put 3 chapters together of my story. And her main character for the story that she was writing was a vampire. And based on the description that she gave me and a picture of David Bowie, I think, which I think is David Bowie. She really likes how he looks in that certain picture, and then she gave me a description of how she wanted the hair to look and the eyes to look and the mouth and stuff. And so I'm sorry, it's not David Bowie. It's another actor, and I forgot the name. It's another singer, not actor. It's a singer. Oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me if she even hears this. But I forgot the name of that singer. But yeah. So I drew this for her, and I sent her a copy. This is the original. I sent her a copy, but I really want to send her the original. So I'm gonna get in touch with her and ask her for her address, and I will send her the original. I think it looks pretty good for something that it's not real. Like this person doesn't really exist. You know what I mean? So now I'm trying to read to see if I put here the name of the person that is inspired by. No. Okay, anyway, so this is another sketch of us. Just trying different colors of browns. Again, a sketch of me with a funny face. That's another, I tried to do another interpretation of that character from my friend Alana. That's just me drawing weird monsters, which I'm not very good at. Another sketch of me. Like here, I'm trying to do sketches. I'm trying to come up with ideas for the day in the life painting that I did for the Blue Canvas magazine contest that they run. It's like they run a contest, and the subject was a day in the life, and I'm trying to do, I was thinking of like chess pieces that were like, one was going to be me, the other one was going to be people in my life and stuff like that. My battery is running out, so I better hurry up. And then it wasn't really working, and then voila, I came up with the idea of the socialite, the worker, you know, the business person, and the homeless. And that was the first rough sketch of that idea. And then later it turned into something better. And these are just the like I you know, like I say, like the tracing papers that I use to trace my sketches that I like and to transfer them. And so I did them first here. I did them first here on this paper to give me room for mistakes. And so this is the socialite. That's the executive. And then I would you know, trace them and transfer them into like a better, like a bigger, you know, like my actual canvas, or I don't use canvas, I use paper. But when I say canvas, I mean, you know, my platform, the place where I'm gonna actually draw them. And these are other sketches that I did of the executive, some sketches that I did of the hamster, oh my god, homeless person. More sketches of me. Really use myself a lot to learn how to draw, you know, faces and stuff. That's one advice I would give you, Rebecca. If you know, you say that you're not really good at drawing faces, use yourself a lot. Look at yourself in the mirror and just draw yourself. Draw yourself constantly, like your eyes, your mouth, your nose, everything, your hands, and you'll get practice makes better. You'll get really good at it. There's no such thing as not knowing how to do something when you have the talent for it. If you have the talent for it, you'll do it. You'll learn how to do it. And I'm sure you do have the talent. I'm not trying to say that you don't. I'm saying, you know, if you know it's there, you know how to draw, so it's there. You just gotta practice about it. And you know, the best thing to do is to draw yourself. You just look at yourself in the mirror and draw yourself. So here's another sketch of another character story from the same story. That's Oz's brother, who's the bad guy of the story. So it has that kind of like that look to it. These are some sketches that I did of him. Tracing paper of some sketches that I did. It's another sketch of another study of a character from the book. And then here I'm just doing like a story, doing like a funny story of my friends. So that's what I did there. I don't know what else. That's it. I think that's it. These are some sketches I did of Kenshin, Rurouni Kenshin, which is yet another Japanese cartoon that I love. Here's another Kenshin. And that's it for this sketchbook. So yeah, I'm not very comfortable using color, or was not very comfortable using color at the time that I did these sketches. And then later, when I did the sketchbook project, which is not here, it's in my other sketchbook, which I have to find. I have to look for it and find it, and I'll show that one later. when I started using that one, then I got more comfortable using color. But I did use color at this point. I was just not comfortable using it as a like a professional level. So in these sketches, I really don't have any color. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope Tracy and Rebecca really like this video, and I hope you guys have a lot to say about it, because I really love feedback and constructive criticism, or any type of criticism is welcome. I don't care, as long as it's something that I can take and use to my advantage to better myself. So I'm really looking forward to your opinions about this, guys. So leave them in the comment below, or like, you just contact me wherever you feel comfortable contacting me about it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.